Hi, and welcome to another episode of Inside NDF, sponsored by National Dance Foundation. Each week, as you know, we interview another fascinating member and mover and shaker of the dance community. This podcast is dedicated to dance and dance education and all those who make it happen. Inside NDF is sponsored by National Dance Foundation, and our mission is hashtag KIC, kindness, inclusion, and community. And this is for reaching out and creating opportunities and giving everyone a chance to dance. So this week, I'm personally happy to introduce you to Laurie Healy from Dance Dimension Studios in Massachusetts. She also celebrates those values, and we are so excited to have her as a board member. She's been extremely active, and it's been a real honor and privilege to work with her. So, welcome, Laurie. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you. How are you?
Good. So, we always start out with tell us about yourself. So, how did you get interested in dance?
I have been dancing since I was 5. I think just with music and everything, and my parents and grandparents were always encouraging and watching the old MGM musical video shows and stuff with them. And I just have always had a passion for it and kind of pursued it and went to college for it. And here we are.
So, then when did you first open your studio?
2001.
Now, I understand that this is a family affair.
It absolutely is. So I own a studio, but also my husband, Mike, who is our office manager and sticker and lollipop giver outer for all the kids here.
That's an important job. The sticker giver
Absolutely,
outer.
absolutely.
I mean, kids can't survive without it.
And the older ones get just as excited as the younger ones. But he also does the like a lot of the business and finance portion of it. We have 4 daughters. All of them dance through here, as well as other places in the community. My 2 older daughters teach here, as well as other studios now, and they're very active in all of it, the planning, the choreography, the costuming, concepts, all that. And our 2 younger ones dance here, but they are also our maintenance crew. So they help clean up and wash the mirrors and take out the trash and pick up the hundreds of water bottles that, accumulate, water the plants with them. And so it's all of us. They also assist in classes as well.
And I've gotten to know your family and your daughters, who've been very helpful and instrumental at UDMA and the UDMA fashion show. So you're great. Now,
Thank you so much.
It's been open, a few years.
Right.
Today, what challenges do you find today as a studio owner?
I feel that it kind of changes with year to year as you go. More so now, one of the major challenges is after COVID, a lot of the students I find it's more they need nurturing as well as good dance, training and stuff like that. So one of the reasons why we love National Dance Foundation so much is because it helps to encourage all of that and, seeing them grow not only as a performer, but as a person. And I feel that, that has changed so much over the year. Prior to COVID, we had a lot of students that, would come in, take their classes, work hard, and, move on. Now we have kids that come in, they work hard, they talk about their tough days and things that are going on. And I find that, over the last 5 to 6 years, we're more, dance teachers and counselors and that kind of thing. Yeah.
And the other aspect I was thinking about, I wanted to ask you about was challenging parents, because now you're having parents who actually danced as kids. So you're onto that,
Yes.
That new generation. So kind of how does that make it a little bit different?
For us, because we're a family-run business and we are a small studio, we have about 150 students. And I feel that I don't really have challenges with that. I feel that they are great people and to have in our waiting room. They talk about the times that they were here, and it's great to hear and see them explain their longevity. One of our dancers, he used to dance with us years ago. He is now our lighting technician and runs a local auditorium for one of the high schools. So we are really a family owned
Very.
operation. As far as challenges with parents, getting communication out. Some people are not on Facebook. Some people are not on Instagram. We send emails, and no matter what, there's always someone that didn't get the information. So we try to post in the studio, but that's one of the biggest challenges, where there's so many different formats of social media now. Everyone's kind of trying to juggle to see what one is the best option for them and where they're getting the easiest, information, while they're all trying to lug and drive their kids around and work and all that.
I know. Sometimes so much, it makes it even more difficult.
Right,
now,
right.
You have family, so do you have any additional teachers outside of just yourself and your daughters?
Yes, I have two other teachers. One is a senior at Dean College. She's going for dance, and she was also an alumni student of mine.
Very
So
nice.
she teaches on Saturdays, preschool program. She does acro and hip hop with the kids as well. And then I have a co-director for our theater program, my oldest daughter, Samantha, and we have Mr. Jake. They run the theater program. So we have two additional hands. And actually, if you're a Survivor fan, Jake was in season 46. So that was a pretty fun year to have him here. He was gone for a month and nobody knew what was happening. And
So funny. Now,
great.
is he homegrown or was he a new find?
He was actually one of my theater students growing up. I taught him. So it's everyone.
It's full circle. It's full circle.
It really is.
I remember when I was teaching, just a few years ago, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to teach with my students. I was like, wow. But that's how it is. It's nice. It's just,
it really is.
It becomes a small world.
Mm-hmm.
So now tell us, before we get on to anything about NDF and your phenomenal involvement as a board member, tell us about what Dance Dimension is into: competitions, performances. Tell us a little bit about what your students get involved in.
So we actually do a little bit of everything. We do, we're not a big competition studio. I feel that it is such an important part of dance in the dance world, but I also feel that being in your community and having the students perform local, and not everyone is going to become a professional dancer, but they're all going to become humans in their community and people that are active. So for our studio culture is, you teach a great foundation and we teach a good base for the students so they can go on and, pursue a career in dance, but also we want them to be good humans and, pass on that love of dance and community and just kind of helping family culture outside of dance.
That's such a nice balance, because there is competitions are important in their way. Why do you feel it's good to have do some competitions with your kids? Why do you find that important?
I feel that it gives them a different platform. It helps as far as their performing level. It kind of ups them a little bit because they can kind of see what other people are doing, other students are doing. If it's something that they want to go to college, a lot of these competitions that I choose, we have, it's a great friendly atmosphere. And, I always tell them, go to a competition. I don't care how anyone else is speaking or talking. Everything is positive, because you don't know if you're going to be dancing with them next year on your college team or in a show or a production. Just get out there, see what's out there, push yourself, and really just be the best that you can be. We have to be better than our last performance. You don't have to be better than everyone in the comp. You have to be better than your last performance. And we do pretty well.
So, well, that's even better. Congratulations.
Right.
So flip over, what are your other performances you get involved in that are not competition related, and why are they important?
So they're important because I feel, well, what we do, let me explain that stuff first. We do an annual fall performance in the town. They have an Oktoberfest in the town the studio's in, where it's kind of like a whole weekend. And we usually do two performances. One is with like the fall festival during the daytime, and they have, so everyone, there's a bunch of people that come out for different things to help represent this, the town and just, community. And then we do another one that is more at nighttime, and that's like a haunted, like a spooky woods kind of fun ceremony. So that's all more like Halloween oriented. So we do two performances for that. And then in the winter, they do a tree lighting ceremony and bandstand lighting that's in our town park. And everyone comes together. We're usually the performance prior to the lighting. Fire department there, police department are there, school teachers. It's a great event. But I feel that getting these kids out there in the community and not just, performing, but performing for, to raise money. Some of this is to raise money and awareness for food pantry and things like that. We do an annual winter showcase, and it started as just our dance team showcase. And as it kind of grew, some of the younger students were talking about, how they wish they could perform. So the dance team said we should, bring some of them, the little kids in. It ended up being a big thing. And now we do it for charity every year. We do a toy drive. We do, so people bring toys and gifts, all month, donate food for the food pantry. And we also, because sometimes the holidays can be hard, we have a local suicide prevention group that usually comes and sets up there because, mental health is just as important as physical and your community. So we do a lot. These kids do a lot.
And that's a good point. Like you say, since COVID, that has, not that hasn't always been a factor, but maybe it was on a number 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, but now you're really up there around 7 or 8. So you really have to be a little more careful. No, I love it. No, it's very exciting. So now that brings you to your role in NDF, as a board member. You've been such a positive addition. So first you were a proud partner. Why did you think it was important to be a proud partner?
I felt that getting our students involved in a larger community-based dancers that all kind of share the same, goals, the same values, I think is huge to kind of network with other studios, other teachers, other students. It shows that you're just bigger than your studio community. And, it's really good for them to have outside experiences as well as, the close-knit family that we foster here at our studio.
And that's nice because NDF likes to think of themselves as the hub that everybody can come in and connect, because it's all about our mission of hashtag KIC, kindness and inclusion and community. So what attracted you to that? What attraction to you?
I feel that like, dance is for everybody. It doesn't matter your size, your shape. If you have physical ailments, anything like that, dance is something that everyone can enjoy. And it's a language that I feel is universal. You're expressing yourself through movement, and what better way to connect with people on a personal level, than through dance. It's fun. It's exercise. You are, you're spreading joy, but you're also enjoying yourself and making friends as well.
It's interesting, from doing this podcast, I've gotten to talk to so many like yourself, movers and shakers, and everybody has that same, it's the same message. It's the same ice cream, just a different flavor on how they express it. So bringing everybody together like yourself has been wonderful. And that's kind of what we pulled you into here with NDF and becoming a proud partner, because now you manage the NDF Proud Partner Facebook member page. Yes, the big big sentence. So
Yeah.
talk about the support that can be found when like-minded individuals come together to support a cause such as this, getting involved in, even if it's National Dance Week, or what does that unity bring?
I think that it brings other teachers together in a way that is different from what they're used to. They have that support. They have one another. If there's challenges, if there's positive things, we all kind of connect and share. I know there's a lot of people sharing their different performances that they did, and you can see what other people are doing in their community, which can inspire you to do something for yours and vice versa. And it's really great to just see, how many students they're bringing in, and also to help spread that kick, kindness, inclusion, and community. And it is about the students. That's our future. That's who's growing. And I love that as a proud partner, you're able to have student ambassadors come in and kind of give their ideas and their thoughts, but also be a leader in their community as well, and stand out with some of the ideas and platforms that they share.
So let me ask you this, and we know we all live a busy schedule and we want to really send that positive message out there, but it becomes even a little bit more. How can being a proud partner and that membership and being part of it, how could that work for them? Well, how would that make a difference for for the dance studio owners out there? Oh, is this one more thing, or this is a worthy thing? So how could that make a difference for them?
I think it can make a difference in a lot of ways. One, being a part of National Dance Foundation, you have, and being a proud partner, you have, like we've talked about, have that community to share and grow ideas and stuff. But also, you kind of stand out in the community because you're also showing and stepping up your studio space as a proud partner at the National Dance Foundation, that you not only, the way you are running your studio as an owner, but you also care bigger than your studio. It's a bigger picture than just, your studio culture. It's a community culture all over.
I love it. So now, why would you, and I know you have many students that are student ambassadors, so you could talk about that for a minute. Why would you encourage students to become student ambassadors? And why would you encourage dance studio owners to encourage their students to become student ambassadors? I know it's a
Okay.
long question, but we could take it apart. Why would you encourage students to become student ambassadors?
I feel that students, it's such a great way for them to kind of fill a leadership role as in their peer groups and as students. It's good for them as far as skills for college. You work together. Sometimes they work on small teams. Our student ambassadors, I have, sometimes they work the reception desk. Sometimes they're in class assisting. Sometimes they're planning out functions for the community. This past October for National Dance Week, we had Bring a Friend to Dance Week. They really got involved. We had boyfriends dancing, friends. Some kids were like, is it okay if I bring two friends? I'm like, absolutely. That's what it's all about. We're encouraging dance and, share that joy. So it was quite a party here. But also for a studio owner, you're doing that. You're having fun. You're bringing those kids in. And we had football players, soccer players, boys and girls that had no idea, they'd never tried dance before, trying something new that they enjoyed. And we did have a couple of kids end up registering for some of our recreational classes just because they had so much fun being with their friends and having fun and getting involved. So it was good for everyone, to be honest, and really promote that, National Dance Foundation Week. And we did, the kids taught some of the dances that they did this past year. The ambassadors do in previous years have done the fashion show, and they perform a dance for, and meet all the other ambassadors from all over. And they have friendships and stuff that have lasted, quite some time now, and hopefully, lifetime.
That's so nice. And that kind of ties into, why would you encourage studios to celebrate National Dance Week, especially now that it's in October? We've been talking about helping them to kick off their
Mhm.
dance season. because in 2025, it'll be October 3rd through 12th. Why would you encourage those to celebrate?
I think it's a great way to also boost your studio's enrollment. You get people to come in, usually seasons kind of kick off September. And I know for us, we still, through October still are enrolling students. So for someone who wanted to come in and try a class, see what the studio culture is about, as far as having your studio, it's a great way for people to come try a class if they've never danced before, see if they can, do that. But as a dancer, it's a great way to bring in different avenues of dance and learning and dance education for these students. We'll hold workshops. We have guest choreographers come in. We have guest master classes come in. People from New York City, people from Boston, all over the place. So they see that there's a bigger picture outside of our dance studio, and it's just such a fun time to, include everyone in dance. Like I said before, it's for everybody, and it's such a great week to celebrate. We've had kids do posters about their favorite dancers, or look up who inspires them as a dancer, and come in, and then they share posters, and then they sit in a circle and tell everyone about who their dancer is. So there are kids learning about dancers that they might not have known about, because their favorite subject might be tap or jazz, and they're learning about a classical ballet dancer. So it's really it's fun. It's educational.
Dance history is important, so
It
that's
is.
great. So you are so on board with everything. We talk about National Dance Foundation goal is to be a positive force in the dance community with the mission of hashtag KIC, kindness, inclusion, and community. So as we wrap everything up, why would you say that's so important?
Because dance is forever. I feel that as a dancer, you are in your studio for a very short time, but it is something that can last with you for your life. You bring it into your children, whether you're seeing shows, you know, dance was so important to me, and now it's important to my whole family, and it's inspired them to see different things. And there's so many different aspects of it, whether it's the performing aspect, behind the scenes, watching, supporting other theater programs, dance programs. It's really something forever. And I think having that, that kick, that kindness, inclusion, and community, it's something that lasts forever, not just the short time that you're in your studio with your, studio family.
That's inspirational. Dance is forever. I really, really like that. Well, I want to thank you so much for two things. One, for being on the podcast, and another for doing everything.
Thank you for having me.
Love it. Engaged part of National Dance Foundation Board. It's been amazing. So it's that time. I want to thank everyone again for turning in. And if you would like to learn more about the things that we've talked about with National Dance Foundation, please visit nationaldancefoundation.org. So we will see you next Friday, 12 noon Eastern Time. And of course, as we always say, in the meantime, keep dancing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you.